Hello everyone, today we are going to go over one of the weirdest guns I have ever seen. Okay, now look at this thing. Let's go ahead and put the magazine in there. This is what you'd get when you ask AI to create a pistol version of a Tommy gun. So, what this is a Manchester Arms Mini Commando Mark 45. Takes Thompson mags. Now I've heard that there's some modifications to these. I cannot confirm that. Plan on buying another Thompson mag here soon to see if it'll fit directly. Sadly, because of this way oversized lower receiver, I guess you could call it, you cannot put a drum on this. Now this lower receiver is grossly oversized. They took whatever ergonomics the Tommy gun had and decided to throw them in the trash. First, it is very thick in here. And the issue about that, if we can look in there, the bottom of the trigger is covered up by the lower receiver and it being over molded, I guess you'd say. But they purposely did this way. Why? I have no idea. And also, that's how the grip fits in the hand. So your pinky is sitting off on the bottom right here. What else can we show you? This is the safety on this side. So push it in for safe. Thumb pushes it back on the other side for fire. Commando Mark 45. This model number, this is 924th that they made. Now, from what I've seen online, I've seen a 700. However, you can't find anything online about these things. So maybe only about 1,000 of them were produced, maybe a couple thousand. Here's the other side. Let's see if we can get a good view. 45 cal semi-auto. Yep, Manchester Arms. They're located in Lenoir City, Tennessee. They operated from the 70s into the 80s. Nothing really shows why they closed or when they closed. Anyways, shown that it takes a Thompson magazine, and instead of a Thompson being a top cocking gun, it is a side cocking. Then at least they have this feature. Has a last round bolt hold that when you pull the magazine out, comes forward. What else about this gun? No real adjustments to the rear sight. Just a piece of metal that's bolted in. But what's real fun, I've already had to fix this. Your muzzle brake has two little screws at the bottom that you screw in, which you can see the previous spots that people have put it in. And that is also your front sight. So whenever that comes loose and turns, you miss. However, that's if you're going to hit anything. With this, I'm guessing 16-pound trigger, that you don't have enough leverage to touch on the bottom of the trigger. So this just makes it a great overall gun. Really gave the Mac 11 or Mac 10 a run for its money. Let's shoot it. Alright, 20 rounds right here. Let's see, you can see him right there. Probably get 30 in there if I wanted to, but 20 is just fine. It takes quite a while to shoot this gun because of that trigger. Alright, y'all, don't judge too hard. This is hard to shoot, especially since I'm giving you my eye POV. Go hot. And we had a jam, which is actually the first jam I've ever had. I've only loaded this thing up to 10 rounds. So 20 hit a jam. Oh man, I shoved that. 45, he crimped it. Crimped that bullet way in there. Wow. Try again. Now there is no oil on this thing, so I am giving it benefit of the doubt. I'll probably put some on after these rounds. That trigger pull is just gross. As gross as those sights, it's almost better to shoot this thing one-handed. That's just the trigger. My finger hurts from pulling this trigger. That's how bad it is. Let's just out. Clear. I'm sitting there trying to pull the trigger. That's how bad this trigger is. I was out of ammo. I kept pulling it because I thought there was ammo in it, and that's just how bad this trigger is. Wow. There's some oil in there in that track. I got this gun at a pawn shop that I'd never been to before. Went to a gun show, and lo and behold, I was disappointed. Like usual, high prices, nothing special. I decided to stop at a pawn shop next to the gun show. And he didn't have much. He did have that thing right there. That crazy thing. So, after I looked at it, I went back to my car. I looked this thing up. I looked up for 30 minutes or so. And barely could find anything about it. There isn't even a YouTube video that I could find about this thing. So that's why I'm making this one. But anywho, a lot of forums talking about it. Apparently the company made 3 models. First one looked just like a Tommy gun, except the giant lower receiver. Then they made the Mark 45, the Mini Commando Mark 45, which is that one right there. And then they made a 9mm version that took Stin mags. However, those seem to be even more rare than this one. So after researching for about half an hour in my car, I finally decided to pick it up. Picked it up for $600. Which, when you can't really find any of them, and you can't find any information about, can't really tell if that's a good deal or not. From what I may have kind of figured out, is it's a decent deal. Maybe just average, I guess you'd say. You know, but it's hard to tell. Anyways, let's go shoot another mag. Almost feels like the pressure on the trigger is changing. I'm having to put my finger in the trigger almost all the way instead of the tip. I gotta put it here to be able to pull this thing back. Let's see if we can hit one of those metal targets. I imagine not. How about the big one over here? Okay. We hit once, I'm happy. And there goes my phone. Some people may ask, why even buy something like this? Well, I like weird things. I am a weird thing. That's how you're getting this video in first person, as if you're playing Call of Duty or something. I do weird stuff, and this one fits perfectly. I will say, other than that jam that you saw earlier, I've had no issues with it, and I really don't even know if I can blame the gun for that, because I just oiled it up and I've had no issues so far. So we're going to load up another mag, then sayonara. I really wish that trigger was better. Yeah, if you really want to, you could take a Dremel. You could Dremel out that bottom area right there to be able to get the trigger, get a little more leverage on that trigger. Should probably make it better. But I'm not going to do it. To me, this thing is a classic. Some people go as far as to call it the Timmy instead of the Tommy. It is Timmy. Timmy. But what I am curious about is if I can hook up a Thompson stock to it. If a Thompson stock will fit on this thing, I might just have to SBR this. Wouldn't that be cool? Tommy gun with a, what, maybe 4-inch barrel? An average size barrel, some may put it. Alright, let's go run this mag. Load her up one last time. My finger is tired. That is it, folks. The Manchester Arms Mini Commando Mark 45. Such a mouthful. Such an interesting weapon. I will say, look in the comments, see what people say on this video. Let's get some information about this thing, because I cannot find anything about the company that makes it or this gun in general. So thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good one, and stay tuned. Subscribe, please.